Ladies and gentlemen, we have just witnessed what is probably the greatest NFL weekend of all time, and there's nobody better to talk about it than your friends at the What Up Though Show Radio Network here in the Showdown. I'm your boy LG Tim Wilson, and I'm here with Big Ed and Waze, and we are here to wrap up last week's NFL playoffs and to talk about the upcoming NFL championship games and a whole lot more. Welcome to the Showdown, y'all. So big games this past weekend, y'all. Every game ended in grand fashion. Nothing but walk-offs. Every single game was a walk-off victory. Big Ed, how you doing, man?
Man, the number is 15.
The number is 15.
Yep.
I hope that's not the age of the girl you were with last night.
Damn. No. 15 is the number of points that all the games combined were decided by.
Damn, that's strong. Joe, what's happening with you, man?
Man, like you said, it was an exciting, to say the least, weekend of football. And, I'm just excited for this next weekend because if that's the way the games were played last weekend, just imagine what this next weekend has for us.
Ooh-wee. So, let's get into it, man. Joe, where we gonna go first? Are we just gonna go right here? Okay, all right. Okay, we'll do that.
Cheers. All right, so first up, we have to talk about last weekend. Every single game last weekend was a burner. There was no real dull moments. Man,
let's go ahead and talk about the first game that was up.
Okay.
The 49ers traveled to Green Bay.
That was not the first game. That was the second game. How you gonna start off the segment and then be wrong? The first game was Cincinnati
against Tennessee.
Sorry. I had the good riddance of Aaron Rodgers in my mind.
Don't worry, he'll be a Bear next year.
Okay. Remind me.
He still owns y'all.
Remind me. You know what? I'm going to forget, so I'm going to go ahead and say it. My favorite moment in the aftermath was when I found on video they captured Robbie Gould walking up to Jimmy Garoppolo, and Jimmy Garoppolo walking up to him and saying, "Fuck the Packers."
Hey, you think Jimmy G's been watching our show?
That's the first thing I thought about. I was like, Jimmy watching our shit. They were like, "Yeah, fuck the Packers." I said, "What?" All right, but anyway, man, that was a classic moment for the Showdown to me, man. Just in general, the What Up Though Show Network, because I've heard that I think on every show.
Yeah.
Yep.
Getting back to what Big Ed said, first game was Cincinnati against the Titans. Since Big Ed got it wrong, Joe, what's your thoughts?
You know what? It's about time the league had another smooth Joe up in the quarterback position, because Joe Burrow was out there flinging it. He was doing his thing. You know what? Joe Namath had the coat. Joe Burrow, after the championship game, is going to have that cigar once again.
That sounds like a precursor to his next pick, y'all. That sounds like a precursor to his pick, which I have something to say about. I have a message from outside of this circle to share with you about what he just said. But Big Ed, what was your thoughts?
Man, the
And
Bengals.
I just want to say before, I'm sorry, Big Ed, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I'm insulted, Joe, that you went from Joe Namath to Joe Burrow and didn't mention Joe Montana. But anyway,
He didn't have no swag.
Shit. What?
Yeah, he had that suburban swag.
That
He had Jerry Rice to give him all that swag.
shit. He won before Jerry Rice got there. What you talking about, baby? What you mean? What you mean, baby? Jerry Rice wasn't there yet when he got his first one. But anyway, Big Ed, I'm muting Joe for the rest of the show.
The Bengals going to be something to contend with this year and for the next few years to come.
Doug, can you think it's like a little late to make that proclamation, sir?
No, because
that'll be the Bengals will be something to be contend with this year. Man, we got the AFC Championship, 2 teams left. We down to the.
Okay, do you think they're going to be back there next year?
We ain't talking about next year. I'm asking you what your thoughts were this past weekend. You're talking about they're going to be something to contend with this year. This year, of course they are. Okay. They're one of 4 teams left. And then he's going to finally say, oh, yeah, you got to watch out for them this year.
Okay, but I also remember a time where the Bears was one of 4 teams left and then went 4-12 the next season. So,
but we're not.
That's the Bears.
You said this year. You said there's going to be something you know what? Never mind his thoughts. Let's not worry about
it. Okay, do you think they're going to be able to do it again?
Let's not worry about his thoughts.
Yeah.
Fuck what you're talking about, right?
That's what I'm saying.
We just had the best weekend in a fucking NFL history, and he's talking about next season. We ain't got fuck what he's talking about.
Let me steer you in the right direction here, bro.
What
were your what's your outlook on this past game?
Nope, I don't want to hear it. He's done. We'll wait till we'll get to the next game. Fuck what he's talking about, man. You're talking about fucking next year. What the fuck are you? Anyway, my thoughts on this game is contrary to Joe leaving out Joe Montana, but Joe Burrow is the truth. That was a fantastic game. I thought, I wanted to pick Cincinnati, but they were the Titans was my original. I just had I was trying to have the courage of my convictions because I did pick 49ers Titans. So I had to go with the Titans because in order for me to be right, Titans had to win. But man, props to the Titans. I mean, to the Bengals for just hanging in there. Derrick Henry was back, and he wasn't a joke. And they hung in there, man. They were pounding this dude. It was the defense for the Titans was giving it to him. And that little motherfucker, little Doogie Howser looking motherfucker is tough. I like this. I was watching when the post game. I didn't know if I was watching a post game interview or Home Alone. That motherfucker looks like Macaulay Culkin. But he can fucking sling that ball, man. And he got some guts. He's got some toughness. That was a great game, man. It came down to a field goal at the end. It was unbelievable. Unbelievable. It was a great way to get an awesome weekend started.
Mm-hmm.
And the next game, the second game, was the 49ers versus the Packers. Big Ed, do you want to get us started on this one?
Fuck the Packers. Let's start that one right off the bat. I don't know what I was thinking when I originally picked them. Maybe I was just going with the growing sentiment at the time. But yeah, fuck the Packers.
We know the real reason you picked them. Because Aaron Rodgers owns the Bears.
That's why it is. He picked them. He picked them several times. So the last few times the Packers played, he picked them. So I don't even want to hear it. He been picking the Packers for weeks now. So you need a better take than that.
Fuck the Packers. Good job to the 49ers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great insight there. Joe, what was your thoughts on the game?
Man, okay, so the Packers, they played football, right? They came out there. They played football. They played damn good football. It wasn't like they just got their asses handed to them. They played damn good football. They played Packer football. Only problem is they didn't do something the 49ers did. They didn't come out there with blood and guts and ready to put it all out on the field. And that's exactly what Deebo Samuel did. That's exactly what Trent Williams did. And man, Kittle did the same thing. That entire team, they left it all out there on the field. Deebo got banged up, got a helmet straight to the knee. What did he do? He came back out there. He's like, let me get us in position so we go ahead and win this game off of a field goal.
49ers proved that there's three phases of football. And damn near one of the most important phases of football is the special teams.
Especially in the conditions they were playing, because it was tough to run. It was tough to throw. It was cold as a motherfucker. And then it started to snow. Man, Devo toughed out that 9-yard run, but they needed 7 yards. Man, that was huge. I thought the turning point of the game, with the point of the game that made me feel a little more confident, feel like, okay, we're about to have a game here, was when Kittle made that hella fucking catch on the sideline, because he had a big drop earlier.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Huge drop right in his hands. And, guys were dropping balls, and it was fucking cold. Yeah. And it just was tough. And when Kittle made that great fucking catch, I said, now we rolling. Now these motherfuckers understand that if we don't get that shit together, this is over. They hear the ball now. And, man, how about Jimmy Garoppolo? 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions over 2 games, and won them both.
Mm-hmm.
That's his totals. That's his stats for both games combined. No touchdowns and 2 picks, yet he got 2 wins. That's a motherfucker. Yeah, the special teams was huge for the 49ers. A blocked field goal,
man,
and a blocked punt for a touchdown.
Man.
Man, that was, hey, bro, that was huge. And that last drive by the 49ers, Garoppolo showed some guts. He made some big plays, but Deebo hitting that fucking 9-yard run, boy, I tell you, and left limping hard, scarily.
Yeah, that's why I had to keep watching the injury report. I'm like, man, that was scary the way he was coming off the field.
The way he came off the field was very scary. It was, but every time he came limping off the field a few times though, but every time you could tell how important he is to that team, because every time he limped to the sideline, he was smothered by 49ers, making sure he was good, taking care of him, making sure, bro, you good. Because he was the guy, man. Deebo was that guy. Deebo is the heart and soul of that team, man. Ain't no doubt about it. And, hey, it was a great win. I enjoyed the fuck out of it.
No, on those Saturday games, I will say the MVP is the same position for each game, and that's your kicker. Because if it weren't for those bad boys,
fucking Robbie Gold, man. Robbie Gold, he needs to take the U out of his fucking name, because that motherfucker is pure gold. He is not. You realize this motherfucker is 20 for 20 in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
In postseason play, he has never missed a field goal. Not just playoffs and Super Bowl. So postseason play, he has never missed a field goal. And it was funny because I was watching it with a friend of mine, and when they got down there and he was coming out, and they said they mentioned that he's 19 for 19. He's never missed a field goal. I said, this guy's never missed a field goal. She's like, well, you can start celebrating. Because that means your team's about to win. And I said, okay, I'm nervous. I don't know, goddammit. Streaks were meant to be broken. So I don't break it now. So I was like, I hope you're right. Fuck that. I'm still nervous.
All right.
And, great game, man. And just like the Cincinnati Titans game, came down to a last-second field goal with no time on the clock, a walk-off field goal. Good night, Packers. Fuck the Packers, and we were out of there.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a fantastic win for both teams, and a great Saturday, man. It was a great Saturday of football.
Oh yeah, which brings us to Sunday.
Which brings us to Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And the LA Rams went to Tampa Bay to face Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah. And it looked like they were running them off the field. And then Tom Brady does what Tom Brady did and came back from a 27-3 deficit and tied that motherfucker up.
And then Matt Stafford.
Man.
And then Matt Stafford came out and does what Tom Brady did.
No, he came out there. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Joe.
I was going to say, Matt Stafford came out there. First of all, I'm going to say it. This is the best form of Matt Stafford I have ever seen in football. Matt Stafford went out there and he did it all. And he did it all without a single pick.
Matt Stafford, this is what people don't realize. And I'm going to say it. This is what a lot of people missed. And I get it. I understand why. Matt Stafford did what Matt Stafford does. The reason people don't realize that Matt Stafford did what he does is because he never did it on that big of a stage.
Mm-hmm.
When he was in Detroit, he was never on that big of a stage to do it. But I saw him do this to Dallas. I saw him do this to Cleveland. I saw him do this to Seattle. I saw him do this. I've seen Matt Stafford do that several times. Look for the memes. People are showing memes of this is the same. When you saw him do this, you look at it, and then they show a clip of him at the Lions doing the exact same thing. Matt Stafford has always been clutch. But he will put ball in harm's way. He will make mistakes. But if you can keep him in the game long enough to put him in a position to win late, that motherfucker is not going to choke. Mm-hmm. That motherfucker is going to win that fucking game. I've seen him do it too many times. The only time that it got a lot of recognition was when he broke his collarbone against Cleveland. And he came out there with a broken fucking collarbone and said, fuck that. One more play. I'm doing this. I'm running this last fucking play because they got him almost to the touchdown. They didn't get it. And it was one play and we win. And that motherfucker came out with a broken collarbone and won that fucking game and went off the field screaming because he was mic'd up. So he run off the screaming. He was screaming his shit. And he was out for several weeks afterwards. Mm-hmm. He was out. It wasn't fake. He had a broken collarbone, and that motherfucker won that fucking game with a broken collarbone. And that's when I realized he was clutch. But I've seen him do clutch plays, win clutch games several times, clutch plays to win games several times. But it was always just a Lions game.
Yeah.
So the world didn't see it.
Right.
And now the world got to see him do what he does on a much bigger stage. I called it last time he did it. I called him to this game. It was it last week? I think it was last week, or it was week before last when he had a clutch victory. And I said, Matty about to win this. This is the kind of shit he does. And when they did that, I said, man, Brady tied it up. This ain't over, y'all. Mm-mm. I kept saying, I said, this ain't over. Matty gonna do this shit. Matty about to do this shit. Man. And I mean, he did what he does, man.
Yeah.
Well,
so I mean, go ahead.
Oh, Kim was talking to me. She was like, "Oh, well, they're about to just blow out the Buccaneers." I had to let her know it ain't even halftime yet. This is Tom Brady. They playing against. I've seen Tom Brady come back 21 points behind in the last 2 minutes of a game. So anytime he's on that field, man, anytime he's on that field,
we saw him come back from 28-3. We saw him come back from 28-3 in the Super Bowl. So, yeah, it ain't over.
Mm-hmm.
You talk about. I mean, that's three touchdowns. He can get him. He can do it. He can score 3 touchdowns on your ass in the quarter. You better believe he can.
Oh yeah, especially.
But in comedy of errors, right? Rams. What'd you say?
I said, especially when he's got a defense behind him.
Right.
Yeah.
And then and sometimes like with the Rams, it wasn't even about defense. It was just a comedy of errors, man. Yep. They start fumbling the ball and bad snap over Stafford's head when he wasn't ready. And little shit like that. Give him the ball back. Touchdown. Give him the ball back. Touchdown. Next thing you know, he capitalized on your mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Tom Brady does better than anybody that's ever played this game. He is not going to let you get away with making mistakes in big games.
Man, was Tom Brady taking a beating that game?
Yes, he was.
So much so that he cussed out a ref and got a personal foul called against him.
Yeah, Tom Brady did. Yeah.
You know who it reminded me of?
Who's that?
Vikings versus the Saints when they had Bounty Gate.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, that motherfucker couldn't breathe. It kind of reminded me of the Giants Patriots Super Bowl when the undefeated season, because they were all over him. He couldn't breathe, man.
Yeah,
that motherfucker couldn't breathe. They were, and he had injuries on the offensive line, but he still found a way to get back in that damn game. But yeah, and when he got that lip busted and he cut out the ref and they gave him, I was like, damn, this motherfucker, like, that would be like Michael Jordan getting somebody calling a foul on Michael Jordan. It just never happened. Mm-hmm. So it was unbelievable for them to call a foul against Michael. They called a foul on Michael. So, I mean, it was like that. It was unbelievable. But, it was funny because now there's a couple of stories tied to this game.
Yeah.
So before we go on to the next game, let's get into these two spinoffs.
Okay.
One is Antonio Brown posted a tweet, a picture of him when he was leaving the Jets game in the end zone with his shirt off, and photoshopped a sign that said "Bucks lose" or some shit like that. Bucks are eliminated.
Bucks eliminated.
And now he's talking about he wants to play for the Ravens.
Yeah.
And now he wants to say he wants to play for the
I don't think he's ever going to get a chance to play again.
Bullshit.
I don't see any owner that's going to waste the money.
Oh, I do. There's a few owners that are desperate. They want a playoff win. They'll do whatever it takes, including hiring and signing a pariah in the wide receiver position.
I don't know. I don't see any team wanting to blow up their locker room like that.
I can see Cleveland making an attempt. Baltimore don't need him.
But he wants to go to Baltimore.
And Lamar wants him there.
He has proclaimed that he wants to go to Baltimore.
Look, if Tom Brady can contain this man, what the... Look, all right. This is a Dennis Rodman, Michael Jordan situation. There's only one individual in the world who could have contained Dennis Rodman. That was Tom Brady for Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown fucking blew it. No person on this planet, no quarterback, no coach is going to be able to rein this man in, at least until he becomes medicated.
I don't know if he needs medication or not. I just think he is what he is. But I agree with the first part of that. I think if Tom Brady couldn't do it, nobody can.
No.
I think it'll be foolish for anybody to think they can. Mm-hmm. But he did post a picture of himself today in a Ravens jersey. So he's tripping. but is he?
I think,
but it also spurs another story.
Okay.
Go ahead. Go ahead with your last thought. With your thought.
I think that CTE got a hold of him. I think he's suffering.
I think that's premature.
Suffering from CTE.
I don't know, man. Some motherfuckers been crazy a long time, and we just. Do you
not remember his first year in the league?
Man, I saw a picture.
Big booted the shit out of that punter.
Man, that motherfucker might have been crazy for a long. He just, motherfucker. There's just some crazy motherfuckers out there, man.
Mm-hmm. Lawrence Taylor,
and he just might not. He might not be crazy. He just that fucking arrogant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He might just be that fucking arrogant. Not everybody can handle celebrity. Not everybody can handle greatness.
Exactly.
And if you can fuck up enough times and get away with it, what you think you're gonna keep doing? Mm-hmm. Straighten up and fly right? No. I'm gonna keep fucking up. It's working for me.
Now, what were you gonna say for the next story there, OG? I have a feeling I know.
Tom Brady sounds like he's ready to retire. Tom Brady sounds to me like he is ready to retire. Like I am not feeling as confident as I would have as I did at the beginning of this season that Tom Brady is going to be back next year. I don't feel that confident right now. I feel like after what I heard Tom Brady say over these past few days, I believe Tom Brady just might be ready to call it quits. And I think he might be done. And if he is, I will find it very interesting that, and I know I will hear it over and over again here in Detroit, Matt Stafford retired Tom Brady.
That would be so fucking true, though.
Oh, man. Everybody always thought it was going to be Patrick Mahomes that retired.
No, it'll be Matt Stafford.
Yeah.
What's your take on this, bro?
Once you say that we're going to make the decision as a family, that's already done. Especially when your next comments after that is our gazelle cringes every time I get hit. You've already thought about it. Mm-hmm. And what's the old saying? As soon as you think about it, you're done.
No. Well, that is the saying, but I think he's got at least one more. Unless. Massive unless. Gronkowski cannot be reined in and brought back. Because Gronkowski already made it very clear he does not intend to play next season.
Now, wait, hold on now. Because I just read an article that said Gronkowski said that he sees a future in football without Tom Brady.
Oh, cool. He could come home to Minnesota. We need a tight end.
You see what I'm saying, though?
Yeah.
So I don't think his retirement hinges on Gronk. It hinges more.
I tend to agree a little bit with both of you. I think it does hinge a lot on family, Big Ed. I agree with you there. And I think it also hinges a lot on the motherfucker's time to go. He's ready to go. Mm-hmm. I think he's been in this league for a long fucking time, y'all. Let's face it, nobody lasts as long as he's lasted and still plays at that high of a level. I thought the statement that to be the husband that my wife deserves and to be the father that my kids deserve, or however he worded that, I don't have the exact quote, but that's, for all intents and purposes, what he said. I thought that was a huge fucking statement. Mm-hmm. And hey, I'm about to go spend some time with them and be with them and blah, blah, blah. I thought that was a huge statement to me because, the kids are not getting any younger. They're getting to an age where as a father, you can be away for so long and doing so much to make a better life for your kids, and you get to a point where you look and say, okay, now this motherfucker needs a dad.
Yeah.
I need Tim had to move back to Detroit because my son it was time. My youngest son, he needed a dad. You know what I'm saying? I can only do so much from afar. It just feels like even in the post game comments last year, they're gonna be giving this shit another run. I'm not thinking about time. This year, I ain't thinking about that. I haven't really thought about it. We'll see. I'll evaluate it. Think, no, motherfucker, that ain't how you've been talking to me. That ain't what you usually say. Yeah, you usually where you usually go. I feel like I'm just getting the vibe. And he's already said that he doesn't want to do the quote unquote farewell tour shit. Because he said if I can't be out there at 100%, it's a disservice to my team.
Yep.
And a farewell tour is nothing but a distraction. How can we play at our highest level if I'm farewelling to fuck that? So he already declared that's not what he want to do. He will just retire. He's not going to announce, okay, folks, I'm playing, but this is my last year. He's not going to announce that. That's not how he wants to go out. He wants to go out kind of like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I ain't got no problem with it. I'm about tired of seeing this motherfucker win playoff games.
Good riddance, motherfucker. Get your ass out so somebody else can win.
Yeah, man, that's fucked up.
Sorry, that's what comes with living 20 years of Tom Brady.
Well, I mean, I appreciate it personally. I think he's accomplished a lot.
Oh yeah,
he's taken the title of GOAT from a boy, Joe Montana. Fuck Joe Ways, Joe Montana. And he's done so respectfully. I mean, what else does he have to do?
Oh no,
what else is there for him to do?
I give Tom all the respect in the world.
Yeah.
My hating him comes from being a football fan and watching them win every motherfucking year.
Yeah.
But the Bears wasn't shit. So why does that hurt you? Anyway,
I got one more thing to say about that game. Because I'm kind of surprised neither of you brought it up. But the ending of that game, I seen the most pimp shit I have ever seen in my life on the football field. And that is when the Rams kicker kicked the ball barely was in the air. He turned around with his arm up and walked away because he knew they won. That was the most pimp fucking shit ever.
That was pimp shit, but a lot of people missed it, and a lot of people not paying attention because it wasn't as clear to see. Robbie Gould did too, but Robbie Gould did better. Robbie Gould straight up did a pimp walk. Robbie Gould kicked it and went boom, and turned to the side and started walking off. He didn't watch it. He kicked it and walked right the fuck off. He didn't even watch the fucking ball. He kicked that motherfucker like that motherfucker's good, folks. He watch that shit. Watch Robbie Gould after he kick it and watch how he turned and just start walking off. But the camera cut off him so fast. I was like, that motherfucker is pimp walking off the field.
When he was in Chicago, we used to call him Robbie Good as Gold.
Fuck Chicago.
Just wanted to let you know where he came from.
Not Chicago. He was born somewhere else.
So last but not least, man, we just as the weekend started with the game that now, by the way, the Rams ended up kicking a field goal and winning the game, just like the other two games. Yes. Right. So 3 games in a row, one on a walk-off field goal, and it started with Cincinnati, which, quite frankly, it was building up. It seemed like every game got better and better and better because the Cincinnati game was great. 49er game was even better, even though it ended the same way. It was actually a little better. It was a little tougher. And then the Rams game was even better with Tom Brady coming all the way back. Matt Stafford throwing 2 big-ass bombs to get him downfield in field goal range with virtually no time on the clock. The game was supposed to be in overtime. Everybody thought it was overtime. And then they kicked the field goal. So it was build up, and then climax, Kansas City versus Buffalo. And
Man, that was a shootout.
Man,
that was a shootout at the OK Corral right there.
I'm gonna put it out there very clearly. That was a game between the 2 greatest fucking quarterbacks that played in this playoff series so far. That was the greatest display of a well-balanced quarterback who can be mobile and who could throw the fucking ball accurately and with power.
bro, this league is in good hands, man. That is why that is one reason why. Another reason why I think Tom Brady feels like it's okay for him to retire right now. He has to realize I am not the best quarterback in the league right now.
Nope.
This league is in good hands. There are some young guns that can fucking ball out here. Because Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes put on an absolute clinic.
Man,
That was a fucking clinic. That was the weekend could not have ended any better. It couldn't have gone any better. It was like opening act. And then the second group came up, was a little better than opening act. Then the third group came up, oh shit, this concert is live. And then the motherfucking headliner come on, can he really follow this shit? And it was Prince. Of course he can.
man.
Motherfucker. Man, that was the best fucking football game. That was one of the best games of all times. To cap off the best weekend ever, we got to see one of the best displays of football of all time. Them motherfuckers would not stop playing ball.
No.
Man,
13 seconds left.
I thought it was done. Bills going to the AFC Championship.
You are kicking off with a 4-point. You're kicking off with a touchdown lead, with a 3-point lead, with 13 seconds on the clock.
Mm-hmm.
And them motherfuckers got down there and scored on your ass and tied it up. And then the biggest play of the game was the coin flip. You should have called heads. When he said tails, I was like, tails, nigga, what are you talking about tails? You always think with your head, nigga, not with your ass.
Look, before we even talk about overtime, I want to say that last drive with Patrick Mahomes was the first time in my life as a straight male, I looked at my girlfriend and I said, that nigga is magical. And left it at that. Ain't nothing else you can say about him, man. That nigga is magical.
Yeah, man, this whole weekend was nuts. And it was almost a football overload. It was almost too much good football this weekend.
Bro, I could not take it. It was so, that game had me so, I have never been so distraught watching a game that didn't include the 49ers. I was worn out. I was exhausted when that shit ended. I was tired. God damn, this motherfucking game
like you was on the field.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. Kim and I are sitting there watching that game, and we're both just on the edge of our seats. Yes, 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 screaming, hollering, everything, man. We were way into that game.
I think when it was over, I think I had CTE.
OG got a concussion.
that was a motherfucker, man.
That was a roller coaster of a game. Now, there is a piece of news story that I do want to bring up and get you guys' opinion on it concerning that game and the way it ended.
Yep.
Do you guys believe the overtime rule should be changed to be more college-like?
Yes. I don't
propose a change for us.
I got one already on mine.
Shit, each team starts off with one possession. That's it. Really?
I don't hear you, Big Ed. I don't hear you, but I hear you. Was it just me, Joe, or just him? Because I know I've been having some issues here, but I didn't hear what he said.
Oh, I heard what he said.
Can y'all hear me? Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
If you heard him, then
each team gets one possession. That starts off overtime. If the team that gets the ball first scores, the other team gets they one chance to score. They one drive. Yep. If you don't score, the team that scored first wins.
See, personally,
Patrick Mahomes wanted that last year.
He didn't want it this year.
No, he didn't want it this year.
Now, I'm kind of on the same board. I don't want it to be completely like college.
No,
I
don't
want NFL to
put
put their own spin on it. I want, first of all, no more coin flip for overtime. The away team gets the ball first. Each team has an opportunity to go down and score. If they both score and it's still a tied game, sudden death rule. Number 2, no kickoff. Start at the 20.
I can see that.
I've been listening to everybody talk about this ever since the game ended. And I would like to stand on my island and say I like it just the way it is. I'm from the old school where it was sudden death overtime. If you kicked a field goal on your ass, you lost. I thought it was fair to say, okay, now if they kick a field goal, the other team get a shot to come down and either score a touchdown and win or kick a field goal and tie it. And if they do, well, the next person score wins, right? But if they come down and score a touchdown, you give up a touchdown, fuck you. You don't get a shot. Just don't give up the fucking touchdown. And this game especially don't deserve all this fucking attention because you gave up a fucking field goal with 13 seconds. The fuck you deserve a chance for? I don't agree. I am on my island. I'm standing on my island, and I stand firmly. I like it just the fucking way it is because I'm hearing the most common thing I'm hearing is just play another 15-minute quarter or play a 10-minute quarter. No, because then that can end in a tie, and then you got to go to another overtime, and we go on and on like basketball in 4 overtimes. But except these motherfuckers out here killing each other.
Yeah.
I liked sudden death. I liked the original sudden death overtime. First team score wins, but I didn't mind the new rules and the way it is now. I did get, okay, not just drive down getting field goal range. No, you score a touchdown, you win. But if you score a field goal, they get another shot. Okay. And I like it the way it is. I wouldn't change a goddamn thing because they didn't deserve. I hear it. Yes, Josh Allen was great. Josh Allen played a fantastic game. But did he deserve to get back on that field after this team gave up a field goal in 13 seconds and then a touchdown right afterwards? Fuck you. No, you don't deserve another chance. You blew it. You had this fucking game won in regulation and you fucked it up. You gonna give up 10 points And fuck that. You gave up 10 points. You gave up 3 points in 13 seconds and then gave up another 7 right behind that. You don't deserve the ball back. You deserve to take your ass home because your defense didn't deserve it for you. Your defense didn't win that game. That's how I feel about it. And I feel like this game, because it was so epic and it was so great, everybody said, oh, we feel bad for Josh Allen. Fuck that. No. But when Tom Brady won it against Patrick Mahomes, Kansas City was the only team that wanted to change, and nobody else was on it. Now all of a sudden we feel for Josh Allen. Fuck you. No.
See, my tone hasn't changed since then. I agreed with Kansas City. The overtime. It's just because I want a more entertaining overtime.
I didn't agree with Kansas City then. They fucked it up in regulation too. Don't go to overtime when you got the lead. Well, stop this nigga. Right. And then you're going to turn around, give up the fucking score, and let them tie it. And then you give up a touchdown right behind that as soon as y'all get to overtime, and you think you deserve a chance? No. You lost.
Yeah.
I like it. Because I prefer the games to be as short as possible. Because next week, these motherfuckers got to play again, and they got to play for all the marbles again next week. Mm-hmm. I don't need the motherfuckers killing each other for too much longer.
Right.
And then I got to come out here limping next week and play for all the marbles again. No, I'm not with it, man. I like it the way it is. If it was me, I wouldn't go back to the old sudden death. I would not. I do like the last change, the way that what they did to change it from sudden death to what it is. I do agree with. I think that was a good change. That said, I wouldn't change it again.
Right.
I wouldn't change it again because I like the fact that they kind of kept a little sudden death in it. Mm-hmm. So if you score a field goal, I get a chance to come down. And if I kick a field goal and tie it up, well, now it's sudden death like old school.
Right.
I'm an old school nigga. So I like the old school shit. So right. I know I'm on my island. I've been listening to everybody, and nobody so far has agreed with me. I've heard nobody on radio, television, or on this show feel the way I feel, and I don't give a fuck. I like the way it is.
Okay.
I wouldn't change a thing.